Let's talk about the top 10 things to do inside your home, because it's obviously important. Once people come in your front door, you want to give them the best possible impression. So the first thing I recommend is decluttering. If you have a lot of knickknacks and stuff, this might be the time to start packing, since hopefully you're going to move and have to pack your stuff. Let's get it out of the way and make your house look better. The next thing I recommend, and this isn't just me, this is a lot of professionals, will say to depersonalize your home. If you have family photos all over the home and other things, trophies, etc., people will not be able to make it, it won't feel like their home, it'll feel like they're a visitor in your home. And you want to neutralize it so they can look at it and walk in and kind of feel like it's their house. Next thing I suggest is to look at the amount of furniture you have, and if you have any excess furniture, to store it, sell it, put it in the garage. If you're going to have a messy room, the garage is the least bad room to be messy. And in that way your house won't feel as crowded. Also, with the furniture, look at normal walking paths. You may have the furniture set up in a certain way that suits you, but I have been in homes where it's like you're doing a zigzag to get through the house, and you want to have it easier to walk through and relatively clear so people aren't walking sideways to get through things. Next thing I suggest is to look at the paint. Purple and dark green and interesting colors don't sell so well as if the paint is old, peeling, faded, marked up or something like that. It's not going to necessarily be cheap, but I recommend doing it, and you want to do it in neutral colors. If you want to play it very safe, go for a cream on the wall and then like a pure white on the trim. If you want to be a little more adventurous, very, very light pastels on the walls, like the kitchen, perhaps a very, very light yellow. Other rooms could have a very, very light blue, some other colors, and then the pure white trim. Next thing I suggest is to look in your kitchen and bathrooms and look at the grouting and the caulking, because a lot of the time, just with usage, they can get dirty, and even if you clean them, they can look still very dirty. So you want to look at scrubbing the grout clean, and then with the caulking, perhaps scraping out the existing caulking and putting in new. Next thing I recommend is to look at repairs that are obviously needed. A simple example is a big crack in your window. If you leave that as is, which you can do if you want, potential buyers will walk through, it'll kind of lessen the impression of the house, and they'll think, okay, there's a cracked window, there's probably other things, and they'll start taking dollars off of it. And then if they make an offer and gets accepted, they'll do a home inspection, and guess what they'll ask you to fix? The window. So basically you'll pay for it at least once when they deduct it off the price, and they'll probably actually think it costs more. And then you'll pay for it again in the home inspection if you agree to do it. Next thing that I recommend is to look at your light bulbs and make sure that you have relatively high wattage, because it's a very inexpensive thing to do, but if you have low wattage bulbs, it's going to make the room look dark. Light and bright sells, so you want to have higher wattage. Then let's look at the carpet, and let's also smell the carpet. This is two together. This is tips 8 and 9. Looking at the carpet, if you have torn carpet, old, worn, interesting colors, etc., you want to look at perhaps changing the carpet. Now that is a big deal. It's almost like moving, because a lot of things have to be moved. One thing I will tell you is there's something that's called, I call the carpet credit myth, and people will say, oh, home buyers won't want the color you choose, so just offer them a credit. It accomplishes the same thing, but it doesn't, because buying a home is emotional. It's not logical. People have to walk in and get a good feeling. If it's new carpet, they see the new carpet, they feel the new carpet when they walk on it, they smell the new carpet, versus I've had situations where people will say, yeah, I know they're offering carpet credit, but I don't really like the house anyway. And if they had new carpet, I think they would have liked the house. And then with that pet odor, if you have pet odor, dog odor, cat odor, I don't think you're going to have bird odor or hamster odor, but dog or cat odor, those are going to be most common. You definitely have to take care of that. You can take a beating on the price of your house if you don't take care of it. A lot of buyers will walk in and walk right out and have no interest. So if you don't take care of it, it could cost you $5, $10, $20, $30, $50,000 depending on the price range of your house. And then the next thing is clean cells. So I would say to hire a professional cleaning crew and clean your house thoroughly. And then the last thing, and this is actually, if you've been keeping count, it's number 11. So this is, I'll call it a bonus tip, is to consider a stager. Now, a lot of people are hesitant to get a stager because they don't feel like they're getting anything, because the stager will move things around, perhaps bring in some furniture. But when the smoke clears, you don't, you paid money, but you didn't get something for it. However, what you probably will get is a higher price for your home. Depending on the amount of work, stagers are between $2,000 and $10,000 for a luxury home, probably more than that. But it's typically a lot less than your first price reduction. So I recommend, in many cases, thinking of getting a stager. You can talk to me about that. I'll give you my opinion whether your home needs to be staged. So there's your top 10 plus 1 tips for the interior. Call us at 858-457-KENT. That's 858-457-5368. Or check us out on the web at garykent.com.